Howdy YouTube, Mike Howell here for Naps, New Age Pipe Smokers. Hope y'all are doing well today. I'm doing pretty spectacular. About to be off work and go eat some delicious Mexican food. But first, I am smoking this Tabac Manil Reserve du Patron Semois from the Pure Semois series. It is a straight Semois, which is a type of burley that is grown in Belgium. Man, oh man, is it good. Spoiler, that's my review. It's fantastic. Frank Null sent me a sample of this, and I would show you the cut, but this is the last of it because I smoked it so fast because it is amazing. It's somewhat of a shag cut. You can look it up. Well, you know what? I might actually have a little bit left. Yeah, just a tiny little bit. So it's sort of a shag cut. The du Patron is the medium cut, apparently. There's also a fine cut and a thicker cut. It's reminiscent of Five Brothers in that it's a shag cut burley, and it still has it has the stem pieces and everything in there, which do tend to amp up the nicotine content. But this is really, really good. It's I probably didn't even need to relight that just now. It burns very well. It's really, really robust. I mean, the flavor hits you right away. There is nothing subtle about this tobacco at all. The cut is reminiscent of Five Brothers. The flavor, Five Brothers, I believe, is mostly white burley. I think it's a straight white burley. So the flavor on that is more like oatmeal-y, almost papery, I would describe it. The flavor on this is a darker burley, and it is very, very earthy and like dark woody, almost like mossy or peaty, I would say. Definitely got that roughness on the back of your palate, like a lot of American dark burleys do, like the dark burleys that Cornell and Deal use. I love smoking just their straight dark burley and a lot of their blends, like Old Joe Krantz and Burley Flake No. 1 that utilize a lot of that dark burley are some of my favorites. This has a very similar flavor to that, to me, but definitely more refined. I don't know, that's such a that's kind of a bullshit word, I guess, because it's completely arbitrary, but that it fits to me. It's a more refined taste, but along those same lines. It's almost got like a vegetal, but like a deep, dark vegetal taste to it. Thanks a ton, Frank, for sending me this, because this is really good. And I definitely threw another tin of it on my last order when I was restocking on Bold Kentucky, the best blend ever made. This stuff burns really nicely. I think I definitely want to try everything in this series, because this Semois leaf is so good. I want to try the thicker cut, because if there's this burns really nicely, but it also burns very fast. That's why I'm smoking in this big monster of a Rossi 8 122, I believe, XL. I happen to have a Savinelli 122 on hand, and that's the size difference between them, so it's a big boy. That's why I'm using it for this blend, because it burns real fast. Just like, I mean, it's a shag cut. It's like, Five Brothers does the same, or, Penny Farthing, or Kendall, Kentucky. If you don't get the vintage cut, I prefer the vintage cut. There's some of that on the last order as well. I almost get like a popcorn flavor in the background. It's weird. Like slightly burnt popcorn in a very good way. Yeah, this is really fantastic. It has a reputation of being very high in nicotine, and you can tell it definitely has some nicotine behind it, as all dark burleys tend to. I think I might do start a series of just trying different tobaccos that have the reputation of being really, really strong nicotine and flavor wise, that just bowl you over, because that seems to be most of what people recommend to me. And on the occasions that people send me stuff or I trade stuff with people, that's always what they're like, yeah, smoke this, which is fitting, because I do tend to smoke a lot of blends that just punch you right in the face with nicotine. Not necessarily because that's what I'm looking for in regards to the nicotine, but the flavor that I tend to go after, that I really enjoy, I tend to get mostly from blends that have a really high nicotine content. Things like, the HH Bold Kentucky and Rustica, and Perique heavy blends, and dark burley heavy blends like Old Joe Krantz. Man, this stuff is tasty. I could definitely smoke this stuff all day. It's not super pricey. It gets shipped really dry, I've heard people say. And the sample that Frank sent me was definitely pretty dry. It was at perfect smoking condition for me, and I like my tobacco pretty damn dry. So, but I think that's a good thing. The blender said that's the best way to smoke it, in his opinion, and I believe him. I'm a little biased because that's how I smoke all my tobacco most of the time, but you also get the added benefit that you're not paying for water weight. You're getting more tobacco for your money in a, whatever size tin. It's all by weight, so I threw a 3.5 ounce one on my last order, and I definitely think I should have ordered a few instead of just one. But, it's not like prohibitively expensive or anything. It's about what you would expect for tin tobacco, which is nice, since it's, grown and produced in this one region. Man, it is very, very good. It's got that deep, toasty, nutty flavor that I really love out of dark burley. Kind of tickles the back of your palate a little bit, just slightly spicy, but a woody spiciness. And just smelling the smoke as I'm exhaling it and stuff like it. It smells nice to me. I can't imagine that anyone who doesn't smoke tobacco would appreciate the room note, because people rarely do if they're not smokers of untopped tobacco. But this isn't bad. I definitely get a toasty, almost graham crackery, the unsweetened graham crackers. And the flavor definitely builds as the bowl goes on. I need to get some church warden pipe cleaners so I can bust out like the wizard cobbet or something with a, giant, huge bowl to really just plow through some of this and see how the flavor completely, how intense it gets by the end of a really big bowl. Because it's so dry, it lends itself really well to that, or would lend itself really well to that. I think it does in this pipe. So if I tried to pack this pipe with something like Bold Kentucky, or like a dense flake, by the time you get to the end of the bowl, no matter how much I dry the tobacco, it's a soggy mess. So it's not worth it to me to do that. I'd rather have two smaller pipes back to back. But for something like it with this stuff, it's smoking like a dream. I might get another 5 minutes out of this bowl. It's getting there. But God, is it good? That's my review. It's fucking good. Buy some. No, don't buy some. It's terrible. More for me. But yeah, this is somebody's trying to call me in the middle of a video. You'll have to wait just a couple minutes. This stuff is definitely amazing, and I would recommend it to anybody who likes stronger burley blends, specifically dark burley, not the more. It's not along the lines of like a Wessex burley slice or Solani aged burley flake or those kind of burley blends. It's definitely more in the old Joe Krantz, Five Brothers, like Haunted Bookshop. It's a rough and tumble blend for sure. But nicotine wise, I would say it's strong. I mean, it's got a decent nicotine punch to it, but it's not something that I'd be like, oh, I can't smoke this on an empty stomach or anything like that. So anyway, I do believe that's all I got. Thank you again, Frank, very much for sending me this sample and turning me on to something that I probably wouldn't have ended up trying for who knows how long. And yeah, I think I'm going to start doing this more. So if you guys have any suggestions for, strong blends that you think I should try, let me know in the comments or shoot me a message. Hit me up on Facebook or in the Naps group. And let me know what you think. What you'd like to see, and bonus points, of course, if it's something that I can, actually get easily, or even more if it's something I already have, because I do have a lot of that shit lying around. I hope y'all have a fantastic afternoon. I'm gonna go to my partner's house and eat some delicious ass enchiladas and tacos that we made together the other day, because tacos and enchiladas are both things that are almost better even as leftovers than they are the first day. Like chili or stew, things like that. That'll be fantastic. I hope you all have a fantastic evening, and always remember that the universe may piss down the back of your neck every single day, but it will only drown you once, so keep your fucking chin up. Later, homies.